everybody, it's Connie. It's Wednesday afternoon and I'm live, and today I want to show you the stamp of the month for August. And it's interesting, I thought last month's stamp of the month was a little tricky because it wasn't my style so much. But this one caught my eye. I absolutely love the artwork that they show on here. It's just beautiful. And I immediately was like, I want that. I want that set, right? That is something I need to have. And so it was interesting to me that when I got it in hand, it was a little tricky to use. So I have lots of ideas to show you. Hello, and I have lots of artwork to show using this Tutti Frutti stamp set. Now, here's the stamp of the month called Tutti Frutti. It's really cute, Tutti Frutti Summer. And I think what's deceptive about it is once I got it in my hands, I realized all the images are really, really small, and several of the images are attached to a word, and so they're a little harder to use. Like, I might want to make a message using just some of these words or some of these letters, or just the grapes out of the Your Grape, or just this bigger watermelon slice instead of this whole strip. Maybe I just want to use the pineapples, that kind of thing. So I know I'm gonna freak you out, but I did mega surgery to my stamp set, and it's a little hard to see, but hi Noelle. I wanted to show, I'll show you what I did. I hacked it up. I literally cut apart I took the S off and the watermelon off. I left the MMER together because then I can use any fruit as the U. I could use this little cute slice. This is my favorite stamp in the whole set right there. I also removed the little lemon off of Hello because I might want to use a regular O. There was a huge discussion on the Close to My Heart Makers bulletin board, our Facebook page, about this looking like it says hell, and that the lemon is not a big enough impact to make it look like an O. And I honestly had not seen that. It looked like hello to me until somebody said that, and now I see it. I see what they're talking about. I removed the grapes off of Your Grape because I wanted to be able to use the grapes separately. Now I can still use them together. It's just going to take two stamps, right? Stamp and stamp. I also removed, I know this is crazy, but I removed the F and the N off of Fun in the Sun, and I removed the S and the N because I thought maybe I want to just use the word fun. Maybe I just want to use the word sun. And so I hacked that up. And finally, I also, actually not finally, because I removed this whole row of fruit is really neat as a row. But I couldn't think in my head of how I would use this row of fruit very often. And so I cut each piece of fruit apart, and I can still use them in a row if I want to. But what's really great is that I can use each one individually for a different project. And I even removed the I love off of I love you very much. I thought about removing the very much as well, but I haven't needed to yet. But cutting your stamps to make them work for you is something that only you can make a decision to do. I do it all the time. I call it stamp surgery because I don't use the term fun in the sun very often, but I might use summer fun, or I don't know. Just the word fun. I love whatever. I love summer. I love, you know, sun, whatever. Anyway, so that's what I did. And then the other thing that makes these a little bit deceptive is that almost everything needs colored, and it needs a lot of color because it's fruit. And so there's so many different colors that you need. So I got out all my ink pads, because if you're just going to do the outlines, you can just stamp them in a different color of ink, right? The apple in red, the lemon in yellow, whatever. I'm going to set those aside. But more fun is being able to color them, which means you need pencils or markers. And I got these out. These are my Tri-Blend Spectrum Noir markers. You know, Close to My Heart has that 2 different packs, and every now and then somebody will ask me which one is best. And you can see here, I am using, I mark mine with a little D on it if it's the deep blends, and all the rest are the essentials. I use mostly essential blends. So here's the essential blends, and here's the deep blends, and they're all good for different things. I had to have them both, but I do have those. So now I want to show you a couple of things. So this one is, I have a little stack here. I'm going to set it aside and bring in one at a time. Your grape. Now to me, this is like the obvious thing to do with this set is stamp your grape as a message and put a bunch of grapes around it and put it on grape cardstock. To me, that's obvious, like the obvious thing to use with your grape. But this is just like one example. I noticed that the consultant board is full of different variations on this. Okay, I love you very much. So I got out a little bit of scrap paper to kind of show how I did a couple of the things here. For example, let's get out the red and green, right? And let me get my stamp set here. And I have the little bitty strawberry, right? And the other thing that I need is a Post-it note. This is a problem with the strawberry. Look at it close. Is that the stem and the berry are attached. Now, I could attempt to do surgery to that, but those are really attached. There's not a nice fine line to cut, and I know I risk ruining that stamp, so I did not do stamp surgery on that one. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ink it up in red. And before I stamp it, I am going to decide where I want it, and I'm going to put my Post-it note down, and I'm going to stamp it so that the stem goes onto the Post-it note and the rest of it goes onto the white paper. See how that works? So I have the red there, and then to do the stem, I'm going to do the same thing, only I'm going to cover up and mask the red, and I'm going to put the green where it goes off the Post-it note. So then when I'm done, I have a strawberry that is red with a green stem. Now, you might think I am insane doing that because look how many I did, right? I did it all over random. It doesn't take very long. You get really fast at it. The other option you could do if you have water-based markers, not the alcohol markers so much, but you could use a marker and marker the bottom and then a different marker the top, and then huff on it to make sure the ink is nice and moist, and then stamp it, and then you get like a red and green strawberry. Now, I think that takes forever. And I remember like back in the day stamping, using markers on these was the way to do it. As a matter of fact, let me grab a couple markers. You guys probably have seen this before. Let's see. So I have these old Tombow markers. These markers are really old. My Tombow markers are probably 20 years old. I love them. They're water-based. If you ever see a deal on Tombow markers, they're great markers for coloring. But you can see, like, okay, so I colored the bottom red and the top green. I'm gonna huff on it with my breath and then stamp. And you can see then you get a red and a green strawberry. Ta-da! But it's, I don't know, it's up to you how you do it, but this one doesn't have an outline. So, all right, so there's the strawberry. Okay, I'm gonna move that aside. The next sample I have is this one. This one is using the Isabella paper and the Isabella little acrylic shapes, and I just want to point out to you how thin those are. They're half thickness of what the acrylic shapes used to be. So when in the new catalog, all the acrylic shapes are 1/16 or one tiny eyelash of your ruler thick. The wood shapes are still 1/8 inch. They couldn't get those any thinner. So what I did here was I just stamped the whole hello in blue, and then I colored the lemon with a shimmer brush. Isn't it pretty? So that was fast. That was super fast. I just think it's funny when people say it looks like it says hell. No, I think it says hello, and it looks pretty good. Now, if that really bothers you, it'd be really easy to get an alphabet set and just, you know, do your stamp surgery like I did. Take the lemon off and put an O there, but find a different O. You might even be able to use the apple. Or how cute would this be? Use the little pineapple as the O, right? I just think this is beautiful. You know, one of the things that they did with Isabella is they added just a hint of the pink. And, you know, pink, yellow, and blue, not necessarily my thing, but I really like that little bit of blush with that. So when I show you a whole bunch of samples in a few minutes on my iPad from other makers, you're gonna see a variety of Isabella as well as the stamp of the month. So if you're gonna get more creative, let's get more creative and make some shakers. One of the things that I found at the store, I found these little fruit-shaped shaker bits. I do too, Tanya. I think it's really pretty. This is just a bunch of little oranges. Gosh, if you're into making shakers, I will never use all of these oranges. Let me know. And this is a little bit of watermelons. Aren't they adorable? These are not close to my heart, but you know, you find stuff like this, and I'm like, I bought it. Now I have tons of it. I mean, I look how much I used, and I didn't even make a dent in my jar. The cool thing is the little clear sparkles are a new close to my heart item in the new catalog. And the little red dots. I know this is weird, but you know those make it and bake it melty ornaments and things that you can buy for kid crafts. I bought a whole bunch, and I didn't end up making them with my nieces and nephews, and so I've been using the little make it bake it bits as shaker bits. They work great because they don't carry static, but I suppose if you got them in enough heat they would melt into a blob. Anyway, that's that. So what I did on this one is I just sort of did a random the random of the watermelon, looking for my scratch paper again. So, you know, you get your, since I did surgery, I could use the big watermelon or the small watermelon because I removed them off of my pad, right? So on this, let's just say sorry, my ink pad just looks crazy. So I ink these up and stamp them. And ideally, you let those dry for just a moment. But what I really love having these little fruit pieces separate. So, and then I just use my markers to color. So here's some red. And I used some pink. This is like a hot pink, and it's so close to red that it kind of blends. What I really love is that the tri-blend markers, you have all of your colors like right there. You don't have to, when I have to tell you, I got rid of my Copics. I gave them to somebody because I just didn't like having to search for 3 colors of every, you know, every time I wanted to do shading. And I love the tri-blends, so isn't that pretty? Cool. So that's really fun. And I really love like messing around with shading different colors on here. Anyway, I could play with that all day, but that's how I did it. I just random stamped them, colored them. It doesn't take very long. And then for the O, I took 2 of these little ones and I cut it out and I put it together like an O. Look at that. Hello, with the 2 watermelons. You can see where I put them together, but it's still cute. Ta-da. Okay, the next one. Look at this one. Here's the oranges with the shaker. And I went ahead and I stamped. What I wanted was I wanted that lemon to really be outlined in black. But I wanted to stamp the word in orange. So there's another great reason to chop that lemon off and stamp it separate, right? So that way you can stamp the lemon in the black, you can stamp the words in the orange. I just think that looks really neat. And this is my last card. Well, I have one more card I'm going to make with you, but this is the spinner die. It does make it into the new catalog, which is really great. But what I did was I put all the different fruits sort of with the dots kind of randomly. I wrote in so grape. I thought that was great. Yum next to the apple. I put the little juice squirt next to the lemon. I just think it's cute, and I added extra stuff so that it would spin really easy. Extra foam tape. I can show you how to do that sometime if you want, but this is really cute, and it says hello summer. That's a cute card. You know, I made a card not very long ago that had a message like that on it, and one of the other consultants was like, why would you ever send somebody a card that said hello summer? And I'm like, I do a lot of, you know, I do those cards for like the elderly and stuff, and loose. Cut it out. Sometimes I just need a generic note card to send without specific messages. So here is just a note card base. I have scrap paper here in case, because I'm going to stamp off the edge, and when you random stamp, it kind of helps to go off the edge a little bit. And I'm just going to stamp a few like this. Okay, so there's my lemon. Let's do some orange. And I just kind of try to keep them moving. Try not to put them all the same direction because it will look better, kind of more random. There's my lemon. And then I'll do a lime. And we'll do a lime there, there, there. If you put your stamp on and hold it for a minute, you'll get a more even image then, so you can kind of see, like right there, I kind of stamped and removed it before applying very much pressure, but I knew that that part was going to be covered anyway. The other thing I'll do is I'll put a few of the little squirts on there. Juice, lemon juice, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know what you want to call that. Squirts. But I just think that's really cute. And you could do them in different colors. I mean, I don't want to make my card so cluttery that, you know, it's too much. But it's still fun. So this is random. And I wanted to show you this random thing because I made a scrapbook page using this random technique like this, and I wanted to show that to you. So there's a random piece, right? And it's in 3 different colors. This is why I like to collect ink. While I have this on here, I'm going to show you another thing I did was, you can take any ink. It doesn't have to be Distress ink, but this just happens to be. But you don't have to use Distress. But what's cool is you can outline this whole card with a little bit of yellow or orange or green, whichever you like. And it's almost like putting a piece of cardstock behind it because it just adds something to your card. And then, you know, if you wanted to cut that down just a little bit and add a black card base to it, that's cool. So let me show you a card that I made using that technique. I did the exact same thing, random stamped, I cut it down, and then I also took the word, there's a couple of words on here, relax, sunshine, picnic. I don't know how often I'd use picnic. You know, I don't go on very many picnics anymore now that my mother doesn't arrange them all for me. But picnic would work fine for a scrapbook page or something. But I really love using the hello as like a little flag. And then I cut out a couple of the little lemon slices and I put those on pop dots. And I just random stamped sunshine along with the slice images. So that's a cute little card. I like that too. Okay, the final thing then, speaking of random, let me grab this. So I decided to random stamp some orange slices with the word sunshine, and it just felt like it needed a little something. And so you might notice that I took a black pen and I just drew on little dots in little dots of 3 kind of all over. I could have used, there's a couple of dots on this set. There's a solid and a empty circle. I could have used that instead, but I just wanted a little bit of dot. So I used Le Pen. That's my favorite black pen. I have all of the black pens that you can imagine. These are probably my most used. But I made this into a flagged bottom and backed it with black, right? So there's this one. I did that little strawberry all over the place with the open and closed circles in between, like instead of drawing on little dots. And I did the masking technique so that you can see they're red and green like they're supposed to be. I know it looks just like a bookmark, right? Just imagine, like, punch a hole. You could put an eyelet in there. Remember eyelets? A ribbon. That would be amazing. Here's the little watermelon that I just showed you. And I mean, these took no time, and this is just the right amount of coloring for me. If it starts getting more than this, I'm like, oh my gosh, too much. Okay, so this one is the little pineapple. It's the, you know, in the set. I didn't do the apple, but I did the pineapple, and so fun to color the pineapple. And so what I did, let me get my scratch paper back out. You guys are going to be like, I get it, Connie, I see what you did. But I'm going to get out my ink, and we're going to stamp a couple pineapples. So, you know, pineapples vary in shade, different shades of yellow. So whatever you have, that will work. What I did was I used the lightest color of my citrus blend, and I kind of colored in the center like that. And then I went back with my more gold yellow and did like around the edges. Now, can you tell I'm so not like a patient colorer, because this is, and then I go back with my light yellow, my yellow again, and color it all in. Ta-da. If I was honestly doing this on like a scrapbook page or something, I would probably take a little more time, but I'm not even sure that I would, honestly. Isn't that cute? Look at those little. Now, the way I did the little sunglasses, I just drew a line and then did a bump and a bump, and I colored them in with my black pen. And some of them started looking a little like a bandit, kind of like, you know, bank robber. So I made some of them, I went back and made some of them like bigger and made them stick out a little farther, like a sunglass, like if you were wearing sunglasses. So none of them are perfect, but that's what I did. I just added glasses onto them. I thought that looked really cool, and I used the word relax, right? So like Tanya said, these are perfect for bookmarks, and they didn't take me any time at all. But what else is cool is I could put them on a card front, you know, cut that off at the top, and you know, then you have this fun like kind of card front. I think that's really cute. You could even put hello across the side and use the pineapple as the O. Isn't that cute? So just imagine, like, you could use a green base with this, or I mean, these would make really cute cards, and they don't take very long. You could just make them shorter. So what I did though was I got out a sheet of white cardstock, right? I hope you can see that in your, okay. And then I just thought this would be a really, you know, kind of a cute scrapbook layout. Put these across the top. They're all the same size. And then, you know, you have a picture of kids at the ice cream truck in the swimming pool. You have any summer pictures at all, right? How cute is that? And then I needed a title for it. And so I stamped the word summer, and I used the watermelon, and I thought that was really good. And here's fun. How about summer fun? I love it. Isn't that cute? Well, I think that coloring, how about the I love? Remember how I told you I chopped I love off of you very much? I didn't want it to say I love you very much. So I cut the I love off the top, and I just cut that out. Look at how sloppily that's cut out, and it still looks just fine. I did not do super detailed fussy cutting on the summer, but look at this. I love summer. Cute, 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 cute. I just think this is a nice use of the stamp of the month. It's so hard to figure out how to use all these teeny tiny images, and so this is just a great way to do it. I love that I did the summer fun, and I used the larger sized watermelon to fill that in, and that is because I think they originally, the only thing that was loose was the lemon wedge, so you would have had to have used, if you don't do surgery, you're gonna have to use the lemon orange lime wedge fun in the sun. But I wanted to use the watermelon. I figured I would be more likely to have pictures of us eating watermelon outdoors than anything else, and I thought that would be fun. So that's cool, right? I hope that helps. A lot of people are remaking this layout right here. It is not that hard to do. You know, grab my scratch paper. It doesn't, you can use any ink, but the Distress Oxides, the nice thing about them is that they blend really nice. So you only need 2 or 3 colors. So you have yellow, and if you use a pink and a blue or a green, you've got this variation, and they start blending together and making new colors. So here you can see that the red and the yellow blended together. You could use 4 or 5 colors, but you do not have to do that. You can easily get by with 2 or 3. And the other thing is, you can see here they use these fruits in a line the way they came on the carrier sheet. So if you don't want to do surgery on your stamps, you don't have to. You can use them that way. Okay, I need to turn off one of my lights. Hold on a minute. I want to show you some really cool ideas. Now, these ideas are all over the board. These ideas are the Isabella paper, a few wander, there's several stamp of the month. I just started flipping through. Now you might recognize this one because this is the one that I made for the Hostess Club. This one I thought was absolutely beautiful. What a nice way to highlight a single image, like a big 5x7. Beautiful. These stamps that are with it, around it, are the Isabella, I think, scrapbooking set. I'd have to look at that again. This is a little bit of a, I think this might be a little, no, it's not a sneak peek. We have a big slimline special coming up. It is on a boat outside of Los Angeles, I think. And so the slimline special is for September, and I cannot wait to show it to you. It is gorgeous, and if you're a card maker, it's so fun to have all those different slimlines. This is the set that was used on that page right there. Beautiful. It looks watercolor. Very nice. Okay, there's the hello, there's the your grape, and there's, that is just stamped, 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 and colored, colored, color. Basic color. No shading, really. There's the another example of your grape. Hello, summer, and those look like either watercolor or possibly colored pencils, but basically they just did the torn strips as a background. It looks really great. There's Isabella with, I believe those are Cricut images, but the papers in the background give you a nice layout. There's another Your Grape. Now, this one is really unique because in the catalog there's the foiled vellum sheets, and this person used the distress ink on the foil vellum. The foil acts as like a resist, and you can wipe the color off of the foil, so the silver still pops through, even though basically they just, you know, used one of these blending tools and went over the whole thing and then wiped it off with a Kleenex. And look at that. Beautiful. And there's another Your Grape. This Your Grape, you know, they just used the circle punch and the leaf dies. There's one super simple because basically they just stamped that, you know, 4 fruit stamp across the page and colored it in. Very nice. And the dots really add to it, I think. There's another I Love You Very Much, and you can see she did the masking on that. So I think that's pretty cool. Fun in the Sun. So you can see here the Fun in the Sun. The only thing free and clear to use as a U that's obvious on that stamp sheet is that little wedge. But you would still need to do a little surgery or tweak this a little bit. It looks like, used stickles on the and then on here she used the Distress, I don't know if it's Distress brand, sparkles, the little sparkles on top of her die. And that background paper again, Isabella, that background Isabella with the hello. That's very similar to the one that I made, only she used yellow shimmer. Here's another really, I think, fun layout. If you had pool or lake or any summer pages, this would look really nice. And if you look really close, I'm going to zoom in a little, so I'm not trying to make you dizzy, but you can see she used that Pool Fun stamp, that really giant stamp, as a background on every other piece. So she used like the blue and then stamped on the blue, yellow stamped on the yellow, smoothie stamped on the smoothie, that kind of thing. So that looks pretty cool. And she cut out she stamped and cut out the images on colored cardstock instead of coloring them in. So and right there, colored it out and put it onto the page. I thought that was really cool. That is an old die that we used to carry, and hello with the little squirt. Isabella. And look, there's the words across, and they're distressed. Sunshine, picnic, relax, sunshine. That'd be kind of a cute invitation for a get-together picnic thing. This one was used with Wander as the background, the Wander paper. And this one had a mixed media type background with the distress inks, and then spritzed water on it, and it kind of bleached out the color in the spots, so you can kind of see there's little white splotches all over it, and that's a mixed media. This one is a work of love though, because she fussy cut it out, the words thank you. Yikes, that is not, that's somebody who really cares about you. All right, your grape. Then there was a few cards I saw using the Christmas, in July set that they brought back. I thought this one was really cute with the gnomes. She had 2 or 3 gnomes. Aren't those cute? This one was a little box made using those papers. Back to Isabella. There's one with a lot of pink. That is a lot of pink. But it doesn't take away from the papers. It really does look really cool. Good job, Holly. All right. And then more of the Christmas papers. These Christmas papers are good through the end of August, and then the new specials start. Here is someone who recreated the artwork from the catalog right there. It looks so pretty, and she added a lot of bling to it, which I appreciate because you know I like the bling. And more recreation. Here's another recreation added. Instead of doing the, you know, all the words and all that, she added her journaling there. I thought that was a clever idea. And again, you see the white little splotches on there from using water on top of the distress inks. So it kind of removes some of that ink. This one is just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. It's the Isabella paper. I'm trying to make it bigger so you can see it. And I just thought that looked really nice. There, you have to have the stamps to make this happen though. I did not buy that stamp set. I have to like cut it off somewhere. My list was big in this catalog. But you can see those stamps were really popular among other consultants. Here's one using those bugs. Remember, I know we've had some discussions about the bug stamp set, bugs and butterflies and things, and that was that's one of the best uses I've seen of that. So I really like that. This page is so gorgeous, and she zoomed in on it. On other photos, this big butterfly thin cut, some of the flower thin cuts, just gorgeous. And then this is actually a flip flap that opens. It's just so pretty. This right here is from the card making thin cuts, and look at all of the acrylic shapes that she put down the side. I just think I love how that looks. The blue and the yellow, woo! Pretty, pretty, pretty. I like that too. Look at that, more blue and yellow. There's something about this particular paper in that Isabella that reminds me of like weddings or babies or, you know, grand events, but I love it with the black and white photos. I think you could really make it more casual looking by using black and white. I just threw this in because when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is cool. I know that everybody has looked at those little besties in the catalog and thought, those things are so cute, but I don't have kids to use it on, or I don't have a reason to use it. But look at that with the birthday papers. I think they did a great job. And just as a sneak preview, you're gonna see these besties and some boys come into the new catalog, and even better in the fall, some of them are dressed up for Halloween. I had to buy them. I can't wait to show you those in a couple weeks. I think in 2 weeks I can show you all kinds of new stuff. Okay, so this is the mix-in paper pack, and just stamped direct onto the pattern paper with the yellow. Love that. I think this one is really special because it used the Isabella papers, but it's not quite so much. I mean, I love all the calm space around it, and she just used mink paper as background, and I think that looks really special. It looks very clean, and yet it's not, because look, this is that ink just splattered all over it. So that, it just, wow, love that. I love her work. That's Monica Hayward, and she does have a website as well. These butterflies have been so popular, and I've seen tons and tons, I mean dozens and dozens and dozens of samples of different people using these different ways. This is one of my favorites because I really like how this one in particular basically just inked the edges of the main butterflies and called it a day. It wasn't quite so fussy. Some of the samples I've seen have been very fussy with trying to fill in all the little spaces with different colors and things like that. So this one, love it. Here's another one using the holiday paper pack. I know that some of you have, many of you actually have this girl from the bundle specials that they had, the scrapbooking specials, and I know that she's a fussy cut and kind of a pain to do that, but look how stunning this person colored this in, and she used it on top of the butterflies. So she distress inked going light to dark as a base, and then put the butterfly die on top of it, and then cut out the girl, and look at that coloring. Oh my gosh, beautiful. I just thought that looked really great, really great. And she added shimmer. If you can kind of see, there's some white speckles there. That's not really white, it's glitter. So beautiful. The windows, I love the windows, and those are going away, which makes me really sad, but I have been using mine like crazy for other cards that I've been sending to people. And then notice using some of the shimmer trim and some of the made it into a shaker using the really flat acrylic shapes. Gotta love that. More from the Christmas pack, and that one's very subtle like that. A slimline card, Merry Christmas. There's one that's just a couple of die cuts, very simple. One with strips of paper that could be made from scraps, and then the Noel. That's really elegant looking. I love this. This is a very time-consuming page if you decide to recreate it, but it's so beautiful. Used the hexagon-shaped thin cuts for all of the background, and then on the blue background also used the texture paste and stencils. You know, we did that in one of our lives a while back, and we made ours in color, but those are just white as a subtle background. Looks nice. And there's the left page. So right page, left page. That's gorgeous. Just gorgeous. More of those stenciled chrysanthemums, I think. I think those are mums. Okay. Another stamp of the month with the fruit. Now, tell me that you don't miss the sunglasses on the pineapple. It just needed sunglasses all around. It does say sunny days ahead, right? I think I may have shown you this before when I was showing you the stamp of the month from last month, but I really liked how she used the Isabella paper on this. Another one using the Isabella paper. Another Isabella paper. Actually, I may have shown you that one already. This one is nice because she gold embossed the stamps. Isn't that pretty? And then kind of watercolored in the leaves. Added the wood grain to the Isabella paper, and you know, that's what I did too, because there is just something about the wood grain with this paper. It looks so nice. This particular page was from an album retreat, okay? And it was so popular. People were falling in love with it because the way you make the circles is so fun. But this person took the stamp of the month and added the summer title, added some of the little fruit slices around, added the fun in the sun. So did a really nice job. And this entire page was a spinner, kind of like that card. It has like a thing on the side that you spin. So, and then your photos are on that pop up in the window. So that was a very elaborate page, and it was a very popular page among people who attended that album retreat. These are so cool. These are the using Wander, and you'll notice that each one of them has a piece of the Wander chipboard embellishment on them. So I'm going to zoom in. So for this example, typed "your grape." This is a chipboard piece, cut out the little grapes. And that little sun is a die cut from the Wander card making set. I love you very much. There's somebody who did some stamp surgery. Do you love it? I like that that message doesn't have to be in a big chunk. There's your grape, and that's a chipboard piece. I love how she used the chipboard as frames. Hello, sunshine. Very cute. There's another chipboard piece with the sun and the grapes. And I love that one. I think that might be my favorite. Hello, sunshine with the little lemon. And she cut the little green stem off the top of the hello. And I think it looks great. In some ways, it does make it look more like an O. So I thought those were a really nice mix. They're a little more masculine than the others because of the colors used. And she probably got to use up her Wander paper. Hello, sunshine. That's like a gatefold. There's another like Z-fold, gatefold type card. We're using the holiday paper, slimline. There's a same exact cut, just a different image there. And that's great. And then this person kind of recreated the colored stripes. And this is a card. This is a slimline card. So I thought that was pretty clever. This person was all about the mixed media. Monica, she kind of splattered and smush the background. I think I've shown how to smush the backgrounds like that before. And then use stencils for the green. And summer fun. Summer fun. See, somebody else did a little fussy cutting too. Baby themed. This is my favorite card that I've seen made using the holiday stamps. There's the bugs again. I don't know why I did those twice, but I did. Some of these I think I've shown you already. There's more of the stamp of the month, all in one color. So if you didn't want to do a green stem, it doesn't look bad. Not at all. It looks just fine. Everybody knows that's a strawberry. It looks fine. I love this base page. I may recreate that one. And I threw this one in because I wanted to show you the sunburst thin cut using different papers. These are retired papers. You might recognize them from the past, but basically that starburst can be used with any paper pack, and you just kind of, it just makes everything coordinate. So this is like a matchbook style card, and it's beautiful. So this sunburst is another one that's in the port, on the way. I think this is my last one. Lucky to have a friend like you. Gosh, you guys, it's just, I just go on and on. That's the end. Okay. Whew. That's a lot of samples. Is there anything you want to see one more time? Oh, I got to show you the page I finished today. You can, I totally stole this idea from someone else, but I had this picture of Steve at Target. We were messing around last year, trying on, or a year before last, trying on different Halloween costumes, and he tried on this Jaws costume, and someone had created this page using the Your Jawsome stamps, and you know how much I love them, and so I basically recreated it. It's a little busy, but I only had one picture, and so I got to play with all the images and the stamps, and I thought it was really fun. And that costume, we did not buy that costume, but I should have, because Steve was having so much fun. There was a little kid in the aisle trying to harpoon him. It was funny. It was really funny. Okay. I think that's it for today, and next week we'll look at the Wander card making kit a little bit, and I am going to start, I'm going to show you the Boo Crew paper next week too. I got it today, but I just had so much to show. I don't want you guys to be like, whoa, overload. So thank you. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your comments and your likes and referrals and anything. I appreciate you. Thank you. Have a good afternoon.